today, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are T-minus, let me see, Sunday, Monday. We got 4 days. 4 days until we leave for the Ultimate Callout Challenge. You will hear me say, come to the Ultimate Callout Challenge for the next 4 days until we're there. You guys should be there. It is the Super Bowl of the diesel community events. It is going to be awesome. We are bringing half the fleet, the first gen, the second gen, the 05, the Peterbilt, the dually, both trailers. Everyone will be there. It is going to be an awesome time. We'll be there all weekend long, so make sure you come find us. We will be, I believe, pretty much right by the staging lanes, front and center on the ODSS side of pit. So if you're on the vendor side and the UCC competitors, we'll be like right over on the other side. So come find us. It's pretty hard to miss. I think everything will be parked together. You'll see the first gen in the fluid damper booth. You'll see the second gen in the AMSOIL booth. But everything else will kind of be stashed with us at the race trailer. That's where home camp will be. So come hang out. It's going to be an awesome time. But anyway, guys, like I said, the first gen is going to be in the fluid damper booth. Doesn't it look like it's ready to go in the fluid damper booth? Yeah, so today is dedicated solely to getting the first gen out of its corner, out of timeout. It has been way too long. We probably should have done something way before this. But if you guys have been following along, we have been waiting for our new cylinder head from the guys over at Freedom Racing Engines. They are just backlogged beyond belief with common rail heads, and they need a little bit more time. So this truck was dedicated for the fluid damper booth, so what did we do? We had to go to plan B until they kind of finished our other head, and we will be up there very, very soon. But anyway, we've got our spare head here. So what we did is, I don't know if you guys have seen, we've stashed our spare 12-valve engine that I want to build as a replacement for our high mileage truck or 12-valve engine that's in there. We've stashed it over here. Look at this thing. The head looked about the same condition, but what we did is we got it cleaned up. We got it checked out. We got it decked. Here she is. She's all cleaned up. She is looking good. We've got her stripped down, so we have to basically rebuild it. Now, Josh from Power Driven Diesel, who also has a YouTube channel, you need to go follow him because he's also pumping out great content. He will be at UCC as well, so make sure you guys go follow him on Instagram, on YouTube. I said I needed a set of 12-valve valve springs in a pinch. He overnighted us, I believe, some PDD valve springs. These are the nice ones because our other valve springs are at our other with our other head at Freedom. So here are our factory springs and valves. We need to get them cleaned up. We're basically gonna lap them into the new head, and thank you again, huge thank you to Josh for getting these out. Super grateful for all of the great guys in the diesel community. Him and the guys at Power Driven Diesel are some of the great guys in this community. So anyway, huge thank you to them. And yeah, we're pretty much gonna start ripping and tearing here in a little bit. Michael is going to continue to work on the 05 because, again, T-minus 4 days. We have testing. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Right, Michael?
Tons to do.
Yeah, nice hat, dude. Michael's got a cool new hat that his girlfriend got him. But anyway, boys, first step is unburying this thing. But mark my words, this thing is pulling out of the shop tonight on its own power. And we're gonna get it spruced up. We're gonna get it looking good. And yeah, our man Kenny's gonna help us. And yeah, we're just team efforting it for the last. Me and Michael have slept a couple hours every night for the past week or so. So we are doing everything we can, boys. Just know that we're really humping. Anyway, also long-winded intro. We're already at 4 minutes or so. We are gonna do daily videos through UCC. So we've got so much work, we've got so much going on. If you stay tuned and come back every single day to watch every single video, because we're doing daily videos this entire week, and make sure you guys are hitting the like button, you guys are subscribing, and make sure you guys are down in the comments letting us know. So anyway, that's it. I appreciate all of you, and that is it. Start blazing a trail towards this thing pulling out of the shop. Just give you a little explanation before we get too far here. We're just about ready to set the cylinder head on the block. We're just kind of cleaning up the deck surface here a little bit. So obviously make it squeaky clean. Don't use a whiz wheel. Make sure you don't create any caverns or craters that are going to create problems down the road. But clean out your head stud holes. I usually stick a vacuum down in there, get any crap that's out of there, spray some brake clean down there. So that's good to go. And what we've been doing is putting the valves back in the head, just taking a little bit of lapping compound with our suction cup 5000 here, you know, while we're spinning the valve with some grinding lapping compound. And as you can see, we've got a fresh surface there. Obviously you don't want any leakage in the valve to the head connection there. And yeah, so here's our decked head, valves are in. We're gonna go ahead and stick our power driven diesel springs in here, I believe, with keepers and retainers. That's where we're at. And then once we have that, we are pretty much ready to bolt our head back on the truck. Michael's just working away over here. Look at this sexy intercooler pipe. I don't think we showed that on the last video. Woo! Goodness gracious. Got our Van Gen clamp right there. Nitrous lines. Turn the AC on, it's getting hot in here, boys. All right, real quick, something to side note here. I forgot to mention valve seals. As you can see, there are some valve seals on here, but what we've had to do is I actually had a complete set of valve seals, but they were not correct for this head. I believe it may have been a first to second gen kind of thing, even though there's still 12 valves. So we had a complete set. I thought they would work. Ends up they were not the right diameter in order to press down fully. Normally, you would need to do valve seals that kind of have a top hat style that go all the way down, and then your valve spring would kind of sandwich them down. That way your spring is not directly on your cylinder head, it's sitting right on top of your top hat style valve seal that holds them down in place. So these are just kind of pressed fit on there. Not really the best design, but it definitely is better than nothing. Again, this is kind of a temporary style setup just so we can get the truck to UCC and have it in the booth and be good. So these are better than nothing, but again, we probably will swap these out if this head stays on here for a period of time, but better than nothing. But just something to note, if you're gonna go ahead and kind of like reman your own head, kind of like we're doing here, make sure you get a set of valve seals, and there you go. So might want to get the right ones, not like Greg, but it's okay, it's all good. We're gonna put these babies on here, and we're gonna keep moving along. here's where we are at currently. I thought it was a good place to kind of stop and talk about maybe a couple mistakes or maybe something that could save you in the future. Now, this truck has been apart for a very long time. We are going back with kind of like a standard style head gasket, no O-rings, no fire rings, nothing crazy on this. Again, this is kind of a temporary setup. So some of the specifics wouldn't be what I would normally be doing, but again, for the show, all for the show, all for you guys, all for the booth vehicle. But a lot of times, this is a different cylinder head than we've had before. It's a different head gasket. We've actually moved the truck to top dead center down there, as you can see. And a lot of times, guys will get a little thrown off on valve adjustment, torquing this stuff down. The rockers could be in a different place. Now, if you take these off at a certain point, you rotate the engine, you move, you go with different valve springs than you had before, you've got different push rod, there's a lot of different variables. What you need to do before you go ahead and torque anything, again, this stuff is all loose right now, you need to back off all of your valve adjustments, all of them. Just take them all off, because depending on where everything is at, you could have some issues with the rocker pedestals tightening down, torquing things, breaking bolts, stuff like that. So just loosen up all of your valve adjustment first. And what you want to do is make sure that, especially on the 12 valve, that your pedestals are sitting in your indexing ring, because it's very easy to have them ride up if you don't back your adjustment off first. So back your adjustment off, and then you can go ahead and start torquing everything down once everything is kind of not really preloaded, let's put it that way. You took the preload off of any of the push rods and the springs and any of that. You don't want any of that to interfere with your torquing. So beyond that, a lot of times when you do that, everybody is like, well, how do I know what kind of valves to adjust first? Now, like I said, I did rotate the engine over to top dead center, but I still don't know if it's on number 1 or number 6. Well, here's how you do it, right? So if you're on number 1, your number 1 top dead center, you're going to adjust a certain set of valves. If you're on number 6, you're going to adjust a number set of valves. So what I like to do, and it's kind of just a very I don't know, it's a very simple way, but it's kind of just reverse engineering. So if you look at the push rods, you'll see ones are up higher than the others just because they're riding right on the camshaft. Well, if you've got a push rod that is up higher, take this one for instance right here, you can visibly see that it's higher than this one. That means that where the cam is right now, that is going to be the higher one, is going to be putting pressure down on this valve spring. So do some reverse engineering. If you're on number 1 top dead center and it wants you to adjust this valve that is put down, you're not gonna adjust that. You're gonna only be adjusting valves that are free, which would be, probably this one. So you kind of just figure out exactly. My brain is fried right now. I'm gone in a million different directions, so I'm not sure on number 2 exhaust what exactly sequence you would be on. But you just reverse engineer it. You're not going to adjust. So let's just pick another one. Let's see. You can see this one right here, I believe. Right? Yeah, I think so. So you got number 4 exhaust. So you wouldn't be adjusting 4 exhaust. So whatever sequence is not adjusting 4 exhaust, you're probably on that. And again, you want to rotate it around a couple times, make sure everything's good. But there's two tips that will hopefully help you. Back your adjustment off, and that will dictate right here, because the push rods on it, they're going to be higher and lower somewhere in line here to give you some type of indication where you're at. So again, if you want to try and find top dead center, maybe if you can't see your pistons, obviously before we put the head on, I rotated the engine around so I could see where top dead center was, and I have a mark on the balancer. If you can't find it, so here's the other thing, if you can't find a mark on your balancer, and that gives you no indication where top dead center is, another little cheat that you can do is, most of the times you'll have your injectors out, so stick something down your injector hole and start spinning the engine around until you get that straw or whatever you got down there, something long, obviously. Rotate it around until you actually see it start rising right before it starts falling. Then you're on at least one of the 2 top dead centers. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that helps. Maybe it's simple, maybe it's not. But again, I don't want to see you guys break anything. That's obviously the whole point. So we're going to go ahead and start torquing this baby down. Our parts are diminishing, which means we are that much closer to firing this baby up. So we're just going to keep at it, and that's it. We're going to kind of speed through some of this stuff, but the manifold, the turbo, she's sitting right here. Everything needs a good cleaning. And again, we might do a little spray paint overhaul on this thing to pretty it up a little bit, taking the time to paint it when it may or may not come back off. Just we need to get it done. You know, we got things to do, people to see. So here we go. Guys, well, time to play a little catch up because we are wrapping up 2 trucks in one night because this Bad Larry is about ready to fire. Bad Larry number 2 is finally almost ready to fire. We didn't really film a whole lot because it's the same angle, and we were having a little friendly competition who would finish what truck first because you know, we almost had them. We are 1 charge pipe, some battery cables, and some valve cover gaskets away from finishing, and Michael just pretty much wrapped up like a massive list of loose odds and ends, which we're going to go over. But got the turbos on, stainless. We got both 5 blades, Team 5 blade coming at you for UCC. So we got the turbos back on. Everything's good. Drains, feeds. We're going to go new valve cover gaskets. We still got to bleed all the lines. I'm sure it will take a little while, but everything is going well here. Valve lash is done. And yeah, we're going to go over some quick little things here on the 05 that Michael's been wrapping up. We took the trans pan down to start changing some sensors. Drained the fluid. It was kind of ready for a service, so we dropped the fluid, put the new sensor in the trans pan of our new gauges that we're going to be going over at a later date, but Team Gold member on the trans pan. What else did we do? Adjusted second gear stuff.
Yep, I checked the low reverse band.
So low reverse band, second gear band adjustment while the pan was off. Haven't done that in quite some time. This Muldoon's trains is still kicking butts and taking names. Can't even remember how long it's been in here. Probably 3-4 years, ever since we did the paddles. What else? What else have we been working on?
The train's dipstick too.
Ooh, the dipstick is kind of what set the ball in motion for that. Yep. We'll drop the truck down. You guys can see underneath the hood, but underneath the hood's pretty much wrapped up. Finished up all of the rear end stuff. That was one of the lingering things. Last video that you guys watched, our buddy Shane and Michael took care of the Yukon spool. So where'd you leave?
Stock spline, stock axles, Yukon spool.
So you had to basically finish torque all that stuff.
Yep. And then he called me today actually and wanted me to recheck the torque of the main caps.
Okay.
Double check that. Put our Banks cover
Got
on.
that beautiful Black Ops Banks cover on there. Ooh, mamacita, she's hot. It's hot. You know, we need all of the airflow, all of the fluid dynamics. So we went with the Banks. Got to make sure we're looking minty fresh back here. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, topped her off and then...
Got some AMSOIL fluid back in there. We got the axles back in here after some more modification to the hubs. But I would say the brakes, I mean, basically just we're 10%ing the last of every single thing that we've touched. So we bled the brakes. That's done. I mean,
all the stuff that just sneaks up on you.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's you know, you could check everything off, but it's always like every last little nut, bolt, torque. So pretty much everything is done back here. This is where it's always like, what have you guys been doing all day? It's like, oh, just all of this last minute stuff that takes a full day to do. But yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to put it on the ground, right?
I think so. I think we're gonna run. I think we'll run the transmission a little bit like in neutral, and then maybe even put it in drive and let the rear end kind of move some fluid around the new carrier bearings. And get some oil out to the hubs.
You just let it
yeah, without any load on it, like no.
Let it spin.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Man. Are we moving this thing outside?
We're driving.
Oh my goodness. There's no seats in it, Jim.
Oh yeah.
There's no seats. There's no seats. There's no lights. The interior is still not back together. We're saving that. But the truck side is getting, I mean, is there. All right, let this sucker down so they can see the
I'm wiping the turbo off right now.
The turbo? How many you got hiding down there?
There's like 3 or 4 blown up ones right here.
I think Cody's got one that's still down there.
Yeah, this is Cody's fault.
Oh man. But yeah, she's man, we're so close. So close I can taste it. Grudge race, Friday night. Already is going down. Everybody seems to think he's not, but wait till he sees how much nitrous we're gonna spray. What? We got some AMSOIL ATF going back in it. Team AMSOIL. Huge shout out to AMSOIL. Huge shout out. Right now is shout out time because, you know, without all of our help, shout out to Kenny. Kenny's here again, just helping us get it done. Takes a team of guys, takes a team of everybody behind the scenes. We couldn't do it without all of our awesome friends everywhere. But check this out. Got that 5-blade. Oh my Lanta. Just, I can't even speak right now. Look at these. We got some sensor plugs in there. We already got one sensor peeking in there. We're gonna be sensored up. We're gonna have so much data and knowledge, it's gonna blow your socks off, let me tell you what. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think Michael's just pretty much waiting for me to wrap up, fire this pig up. It's gonna be so loud, I love it. Oh my gosh, I can't even wait. We're still waiting on our paint for the trim to dry. You know, we are going to probably repowder coat some stuff in here, but you know, like I said, things to do, people to see, babies to shake. I mean, hands to shake. One of those things. You know, we gotta be playing cowboy Thursday morning early to get to UCC. So, you know, some of the prettiness will have to wait. I know that's not very like us or me, but you know what? It's time for pretty and there's time for speed. Are you going over to the key yet, or what's happening?
I'm gonna start right now. You gonna hold the turbo?
What? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just being stupid. Go ahead. Michael's turbo pre-lubing is to start the engine and hold this for a couple seconds. Don't worry, it's not going to take my hand off until I yell and then he's freaking out. Fire in the hole! First fire up in the books. We had to shut her down because she's pretty low on trans fluid. But take a look at that dipstick routing though. Believe it or not, your stock transmission tube will pretty much bend wherever you want it to go. It's actually pretty flexible. I didn't think it was gonna actually fit or be anywhere close, but you know, with Magic Mike's help, anything's possible. So We got her stuck exactly perfect up there. Got our locking dipstick. Got our locking dipstick. What was that? What did you say?
I don't know.
Goodness gracious. Get your mind out of the gutter, would you?
It must be late.
Just heavy. It's getting late and it's getting weird. That is for sure. What time is it? What time is it, Kenny? Time check.
11:52.
11:52. Man, give me 8 minutes. I'll fire this thing up. Give me 8 minutes. We'll be cranking this thing.
You gotta wait till Monday to fire that.
You'll probably be in bed in 8 minutes, but guess what? Team Greg and Kenny gonna knock this thing out. Spool life. Yes. I need somebody to watch my lines and tighten them up and
Tighten your lines.
tighten them lines up, baby. Let's go.
Holy shit.
Let's do it.
Wait, why?
Oh, I don't know.
What lines? The injection lines?
Yeah,
No.
we gotta bleed them out.
No.
What do you mean, Linda?
No. That makes messes.
What?
Oh, no.
What's your other plan?
Oh, no.
What?
What's on the roof?
What's on the roof? Oh, just cardboard templates. No big deal. Paper. Michael's Crayola drawings.
Michael's works of art.
Linda.
Oh my God! Are you really? Michael doesn't want to crack injector lines. He just wants to spray it with ether.
12 valve.
12 valve in a can? Mm-hmm. All right, well, I guess let me grab the wrench and tighten them up and we'll just ether it out.
Oh, yes. We don't want a mess.
I mean, this is a tractor, so.
Do it live, baby. Do it live.
More, please.
Alrighty. 1 o'clock in the morning. The boys are leaving. It's time to go home. Back at it again tomorrow. Well, guys, here we are. We have got the first gen back in action. Needs some coolant, but it is started up, ready to rip. Probably needs a couple hot retorques. Got the 05 out here. Got to wake up at super early. I got wrap guys coming tomorrow to re-wrap the 05. What in the world? I heard a noise. You know, it's the country out here. You never know. Some bobcats, some lions. But anyway, got wrap guys. The 05 is getting wrapped tomorrow. just in time. We got her pulled in. She's good. This is what thrashing for maybe 2 weeks nonstop looks like. I don't even know when the last time the shop has had 0 trucks in it, but the shop has no trucks and all of the mess in it right now. But I'm gonna shut this door because all of the bugs are getting inside. Guys, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Should be epic as well. We're gonna keep these videos rolling. There may or may not be a specific title to or theme for each video, but what happens is that, wow, it's so echoey in here with no trucks. Like, what happens is I try to like come up with a theme, and when we're doing stuff like this, there's so much that happens throughout the day that I don't know where to put it. So we're really just gonna roll with whatever happens in the day, and it might be 1 truck, it might be 2 trucks, it might be all over the place. It could be anything. Another night. Another night of 3 or 4 hours of sleep and back at it again tomorrow, but should be worth it. I'm super pumped to see you guys at UCC. I'm super pumped. Like that's what I look forward to the most. I look forward to meeting you guys, listening to you guys tell me what you guys are doing to your trucks, your builds. It's really the best part of all of this. So I'm super pumped for UCC. I just want to have a great time, be racing, see all of you guys in the race family. But yeah, that's it. I am definitely tired. I'm gonna go in, take a shower, sleep for a couple hours, and see you guys in the next video. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a busy week. It's gonna be awesome. But couldn't be more excited. So thank you guys. I love you. We'll see you in the next video. See ya. Bye. Hit the damn like button. Subscribe if you haven't already.